Have you ever walked into an interview and found someone on the panel that you didn't know and didn't expect to be there? Have you ever spent all your time and energy with one project manager for an upcoming project only to have that PM reassigned right before the award, leaving you with a project manager replacement that you don't know and doesn't know you? If you're unprepared and this happens, you're really left with nothing but the hope strategy. The hope that what you prepared for this individual will resonate with this other individual who you may know nothing about or haven't had the chance to interact with. I know that we can't control what the client does or the changes the client makes, and changes do happen. But I'm convinced that we can all do a better job with the things that we do know we can plan for, even if we can't control them. And that's what today's topic is all about. To plan a strategy and then work that strategy, you have to know how you match up. And what do you do to determine if you match up? Well, you go to the board. Football teams do it, basketball teams do it, soccer, hockey, they all do it. They go to the board. When a sports team does it, they're looking for opportunities to exploit the competition's weaknesses or to mask their own. In a BD setting, we do these matchups to strengthen our position, identify our needs, reduce surprises, and to create and construct a web of relationships between our team and the client's team so that we don't have what I call a chain link model for pursuing projects. Through this process, we're looking to provide the best match of technical skills to client needs, the best match of personalities, the best match of project manager to project manager working styles, and a match-up of staff at all like levels between our organization and the client's organization. In my experience, this matchup of team to team typically only goes so far as the consultant's project manager and his or hers technical skills relative to the project. That project manager will then put together a consultant team to support himself or herself and cover an apparent weakness. This results in what I call the chain link model. This chain link model of the PM as the front man and the only point of contact with the client creates vulnerabilities if you are interested in the long-term growth of your firm, and that's for one obvious reason: people leave. In today's professional world, the chances are better that someone will leave your firm rather than spend their entire career there. Additionally, in my opinion, this approach is short-sighted and leaves you open to unfortunate surprises because a PM can't possibly know all the players on the client's team equally well. I'm in full agreement that the project manager and the consultant team should match up from a technical perspective with the client's needs. That only makes sense, and it's reflected by our business development unifying equation. But as the equation shows, that's only part of it. It's in your best interest to be able to match up at multiple levels in a client's organization, because after all, today's support staff or today's junior project manager will be tomorrow's senior project manager and client executives. The matchups that you create today pay benefits into the future on every subsequent project by creating a network of relationships. Rather than the single point of contact in the chain link model, these networks of relationships become integrated at multiple levels of the client's organization, keeping you in contact in the event that you lose a member of your team in the future. When I'm at the very front end of pursuing a project, I think of it in this manner. Lay out the client's team and then lay out your team. And ask yourself, are you matched up? Do you have an obvious hole somewhere? Can that hole be filled by other team members? Once the positions are physically matched up, take a look at the client staff analysis that we previously did. Do the same analysis for your team. Now, reevaluate the matchups. Do they still work? Do the personalities match up? Do the work styles match? Do the communication styles match? It's going to be a rare occasion that your team matches up with the client's team exactly at every point of interest. The question you need to ask yourself is, do we match up well enough? This technique also has the added benefit of a tool to evaluate your competition. Now, when we get right down to it, regardless of your industry, it's a pretty small population. Everybody typically knows everybody else. And if you know who the competition is, you can match up your team with the competition's team and evaluate, are they stronger than you in certain places? Are you stronger than them in certain places? Do they simply beat you across the board, or can you beat them across the board? I mention the tool to be used in this manner because some may want to use it, some may not. I'll have to admit, I'm probably on the fence myself. I certainly can see the value of it early in the process and identifying where you may need to add someone to your team or a strategic sub-consultant. The other way this can be used is identifying if there are opportunities out there for teaming arrangements. Is there a competitor that is very strong in one area that balances your strength in another area, that it's to both your benefits to team up to defeat the other competition? However, late in the game, when you're already pursuing this project, I wouldn't waste time with evaluating the competition. You, at that point, need to put your best foot forward with the team that you have and make that a success. There's nothing you can do about the competition at that point, so don't worry about it. In reality, these are discussions that should already be taking place well in advance of beginning a pursuit on a project. If they're not, you now have an awareness that this needs to happen. If they are happening, then here's a tool that you can use to clarify that evaluation. So get out your coach's hat, get out your whistle, and go to the board and start evaluating your team so that you have the right team in place to carry out the strategy that you need to win. Thanks a lot. I'll see you next time.